Hello, Flosstube friends. I'm Nancy Joy Trower. I'm the stitcher with the laughing face. This is Flosstube number 14. I'm back out on my front porch where it's probably going to get very hot soon because the afternoon sun is coming in. But my my little crafting space, the light in it at this time of day, there really isn't any other than artificial, and it was very yellow in there. So I decided to come out here and hopefully have better chance with the light. And I have 40 minutes until the chicken pot pie comes out of the oven. So we'll see how much I can do before I have to pause. But maybe I'll be done by then. We'll see. But thank you so much for coming and joining me for Flosstube number 14. And it's been a month since my last one, which I did not intend. I really wanted to be able to get back to the every 2-week schedule that I'd been planning on. But you know, getting back to school and getting everybody settled in, and myself included, and just, you know, stuff happens along the way. I was sick last week. Into this week, I was so tired when I got home yesterday. Felt a lot better after I had a snack, but I was just so exhausted at the end of the day that sitting, you know, just having a big project to do when I get home is kind of not been easy to do this in the past couple of weeks. And being sick really didn't help. I haven't even decorated for Halloween yet. That should tell you that I was sick. And it's October 3rd already. Because usually I'm like, October 1st, those bins come out and I'm ready to go. So hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better. And I think I'm going to kind of be sticking to come home, get dinner going, and have one like big project tonight instead of trying to get everything done all at once and rush through things and not enjoy them. And certainly this is something I enjoy doing, and I've missed being able to do it. I practice in the cars. I've been practicing for like 2 weeks, what I was going to talk about. But it's as other Flosstubers have been saying, it's for fun, you know. The ones who it's their business. But for most of us, it's just fun. And it is a lot of fun for me. I really do enjoy, like, school's a lot this year. I have 4 classes a day of ELA. And then most days I have 3 classes of library in the afternoon. So it doesn't leave me a lot of prep. It doesn't leave me a lot of time to get library stuff done. So it's just kind of tiring. And to be able to come home and stitch or sew or do something that is relaxing, and as we've all been saying, like therapy, I really appreciated it. And I've missed connecting with you guys because I am so blessed to have my regulars who comment and watch every video and have such kind, encouraging words. So hopefully I'll be able to get back on that 2-week schedule because I've got a lot to show you for October. Halloween is one of my favorites. I'm looking forward to decorating because it's always very fun to do. I might even do like a little Halloween house tour with the preface, you know, I don't have like a magazine house, but I do have a lot of fun Halloween stuff and displays to set up. So maybe we'll see how that goes. For those of you who are returning, again, thank you so much. It really does just make me so happy to have those, I'd say faces, but I haven't met you in person yet, but the people who do come back every time. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you have joined. Hopefully you'll see something fun. So I started the Flosstube in February because I turned 50 this year. And my challenge to myself was to finish 50 projects in my 50th year. Trying to finish up a lot of those FFOs and UFOs, unfinished objects that have been just waiting to be finished. And so many things that should have been finished and just kind of, you know, the holiday passed and so it got put in a basket or it got put in a pile and didn't get to again the next year. So I wanted to finish up a lot of things like that. And I've actually done a few things that were in my my quilting stash of stuff, especially when I reorganized my crafting space and moved all the fabric and went through it all. I was like, oh, I forgot this was in there. So that has been nice. And of course I started a lot of new things this year too. I did just hit 30. So I am excited for that. And in the description, and when I put down my finishes and FFOs, I'll put the number in for what number it is in my list. I know we only have about a little less than 3 months, and I don't know, but ornaments and roundabouts are small. So maybe I'll hit the 50, maybe it'll be shy a few, but it'll certainly have been a fun year to see everything that I was able to accomplish. And I hear a lot of people already talking about their plans for 24. So I have some plans for that too. But thank you again for joining, and really quick update. It has, just the past month really getting settled into school. Very busy at school. Just trying to balance everything there and trying to get everything done. And, trying to keep the things for the kids. Like, this is the way we always do it with like our little festivals and things like that. So, and the book fair is in November, so that's always fun. Brooke and Vince have settled in pretty nicely to their new high school. They're here in our town now, and they're very happy there. Their mom had moved, and so we had to switch schools, and we're very happy that they're happy and they like the new high school. Max is plugging away at his junior year in Temple, and I think he would rather just be done and be working, but it's kind of like, you're going to work your whole life, so just enjoy the last 2 years of college. And Sam, my oldest, he is doing very well. I'm going to take a page out of Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingos book, and ask for prayers, because he is in London as we speak. He went to London because the Bills are playing the Jaguars in London on Sunday. So he flew there. He flew out yesterday. He landed, I guess very early this morning for us. Went to the Tower of London already today. Went to the Horse Guards. I think tomorrow he's doing Westminster Abbey and Big Ben. He's got tickets to go see Phantom of the Opera at His Majesty's Theatre. He's going on a bus tour down to Stonehenge. So he's planned all of these wonderful things. And it's such an amazing event for him to do. But I'm nervous because he's there alone. Like, he doesn't have somebody to have his back. And so I'm a little nervous. So prayers for a good trip for him, and prayers for my nerves, because I'm going to need it. He also is going to be starting a new job when he gets back. So we're really excited for that and his new adventure there. So go Sam. I'm very proud, a little nervous, but very proud. He's doing great. Phil's been working at our apartment. We had the one over the summer that we worked really hard on. So that's rented, and the tenants seem very happy. And so he's working on other little things at the other properties. So that's kind of what we've been up to here. Oh, but one of the fun things, we have a fantasy football league for our family. Sam is a huge football fan. We always called him the walking football encyclopedia, because he can remember plays that happened 10 years ago. He was watched film from before he was even born and knows all the statistics, and it was always amazing when we say, who's this, who's that, and he would know. So he's been into fantasy football the past couple of years, and he kept saying, oh, well, would you want to play with me? And we were always like, no, we don't get it. But now that he's moved out of the house, when he asked us before the season started, we were like, yeah, let's do that. It'd be fun. So it's just kind of in the family. So it's Sam and Max, which is cool because, Max is at school. Max's girlfriend is playing with us, which is very sweet of her. Her grandpa helped her pick her team, which we thought was cute. Phil and myself, and then my brother and my nephew. So it's been very fun to, kind of watch football in a different way, because we're not just watching our team, we're watching our players. The first week I did awful. I only had 60 points, which is really bad. And then my husband helped me. I dropped some people, got some new people, and so I've been doing really well the past couple of weeks. This week I had a bye, so I didn't get to play because we have an uneven number of people. But I'm actually up against Sam this week, and I feel a little bad because he's in London and enjoying, but I do still hope that I beat him. Because my team name is Mother Knows Best, because you come up with silly names. So that's been kind of a fun family thing to do, especially since we are scattered a little bit. And some of the leagues do this thing where the loser has to have like a punishment. So we decided loser has to cook dinner for everybody else. So that'll be a nice way for all of us to get together and have an excuse to hang out. So that'll be fun. All right, so that's pretty much it for life. And so I do have quite a few previous finishes to show, because they're all the stuff from September that I've been meaning to show you for weeks. All the apple-y kind of stuff. And I want to show them all now, because when I really do want to know another video in 2 weeks. I have so much Halloween stuff, so I don't want to show you all of the Halloween and all the apple in 1 week. That would be a lot. So let's get started then on the previous finishes. Those of you who've been watching know that I have been doing, or I have several monthly sets. I have the Calendar Girls from Sugar Stitches. And I just love all these little girls. I love Sugar Stitches is on Etsy. If you like Halloween, she has the cutest little Halloween houses. She's got some very cute Christmas stuff too. And she has like kind of monthly samplers that are bigger with kind of typical monthly motifs on them. But I liked the little Calendar Girls. I just thought they were sweet. So each month has, sometimes they break the month around the corner like that. It's funny because the February one, my husband looked at it and was like, that's spelled wrong. I was like, nope, it's not. It has 2 R's. Yeah, it has February. And then there's always a little lace around it with some gingham and the lace trim. So each of the girls have that. So I have, oh my gosh, I didn't put lace on this one. Oh, I forgot to put the lace. I usually put lace around the edge. Totally spaced it. But the gingham goes with it. And I couldn't find, this one is multicolored, but I couldn't find that. So I just went with the red because it was really bright. And I do decorate with a lot of apples in September, so it goes with a lot of the apple-y stuff that was around it. Now I have to figure out where to put it down. I have like piles all around me in my little chair. The other monthly set I have is from Hands On Design, and I have the yearly celebrations, the first one. And so there is September. Again, I loved it that it was school. And I like how the little study. So, and this fabric, so each of these are done the same way. I used tea-dyed linen. I use that a lot, or Irish tea-dyed linen, if you want to be technical. And then this was just fabric from my stash. So I liked that it had the blue with the apple, because it kind of brought the blue out in the stitching itself. And it wasn't just the typical like red and green. And I just had a little bow to go on top of the frame, which has a clip. So I switch them out every month. Then I have a bunch of stitching with the Housewives stuff. So this one, I think this pattern came out 2 years ago. Because last year everything wasn't on black. It was all on like white and cream. So I loved this one because I decorate with apples. And one of the reasons I really started liking Priscilla's stuff, even before she designed on her blog, was taking something like this. Like this was a sign that I've had for years and years. And it always hung like on my back door. And when I saw her like taking signs like this, or, you know, something you pick up at the Dollar Tree or Joann's or wherever, and adding the stitching to it, it gives it like a whole new dimension. So this one, I stitched it last year. I FFO'd it over my spring break because I had a whole bunch. I lined them all up and just kept going. So I used a kind of rustic red and white check on a little bit of foam core. When I have a black, I use black foam core so I don't see the white through it because that bothers me. Everybody each their own. And then I used a little bit of twine that I think was on a packaging somewhere. The tag originally just fell down, but I just used some hot glue to stick it out of the way. And now that's in my kitchen. And I love how that turned out. Kind of gave new life to something I've had for a long time. Another stitching from Stitching with the Housewives is this cute little apple pie. This was out last year. That came out, I think they did, all of their fall stuff came out in October. Like Halloween came out in September, fall came out in October, and then Christmassy stuff in December, so you had time to stitch it. I have no idea what this fabric is. It's some little remnant I had because I don't throw away scraps of things, and I absolutely love it. It's not the Carolina, it's something else, I think. But I use a Carolina a lot, but this one has a little bit more like variegation in the way that it's woven, and it was just enough. I actually had to put the bow at the top here to cover up because the fabric doesn't go all the way to the top of the foam core, but the bow covered that. So the cute little board was at Hobby Lobby at Valentine's Day. That's why it has a little heart, but I loved it. And I just used a little bow, wired bow, and a little button in the middle. So loved that. And I just glued it right on there. I didn't do the washer magnet because I figured I wasn't going to change it out. Then the last previous finish I have is my September month to month. So I now have, I think, hold on, I have January, June, August, September, and December, and October. So I'm halfway done. I have half of them done now. Sorry, had to count there for a second. It's a good thing I teach ALA. So this is the first one that I did. So this is how after I did this one, how I finished all of them. So the black and white check is on the board. I mounted it right on there because Chelsea had made the point, like, why make a new one for every month if you're going to use it every time? So then I have red check, and there's a little bit of pom-pom around the trim. Now, this one being the first one, I'm now better about making the board with the stitching tighter to the stitching so that you can actually see the check behind it. Because this one, it doesn't show up quite as well, certainly on the camera. You can see it a little bit better in person. And I magnet the bow to the top. And then the button, because they weren't roundabouts then, they were just buttons. I painted the hoop black. And then I didn't even finish the back because they had it plopped on something. It's on a little stand. And I just used the same ribbon from here and made a ruffle. I love ruffles. If you haven't figured that out. Yeah. So that's September, and I loved that one. That was the first one I stitched because I loved the apples. Because I wasn't seeing a lot of apples really, and so it was, and having so much apple stuff, I was very happy to have apple-y stuff out. Oh, one more. Almost forgot. This is a quilt, and this was actually one of the first things I ever quilted. I learned how about 25 years ago when I lived in Montana, and I took a quilting class with a bunch of other people I worked with. And then I think the next thing I made was a log cabin, maybe. But this was, I think it was a Mary Engelbreit pattern. So this is my apple quilt that I put up every year. So it's got 12 different apples. And that's like the snowball block with the little leaves. And so yeah, so this being one of the first things you ever did, it was pretty intricate. And it's actually hand quilted because I did not know how to use my machine to do it. It was also pretty intricate. So you can see there on the block. So each apple, and I used like marking tape. So I taped all of them and measured. What a nut. I would never do that now. And then the diamond shape behind the apples. And then the back is just this great red and white plaid that I love. I think I still have some. I still have a lot of these fabrics actually with pieces of them because I'm sure I brought quarter yards or whatever. And I actually use these, you'll see it next month. I took the same pattern and then I made it pumpkins by just not including the leaf. And then I did 9 so that there was a center one that I could put the face on it. So this thing is older than Sam. I put it out every year. But actually I might hang it in my crafty room because there's a dresser in there still, and I can just put it over the top drawer and have it hang over the rest of the drawers because it'll go with my red theme. Eventually that'll be in there. All right, so that's all of my previous finishes. I know, quite a lot, so thanks for sticking with me with that. I do have 2 FFOs, and so this one I don't have the magnets yet. Funny story about the magnets. So I get my magnets at the Dollar Tree. They come in a little silver disc, and then there's, I think, like 15, it's like 12 to 15 or something. I can't remember how many. So I went to the Dollar Tree, spent $60 on stuff for my classroom, for my Halloween tree, because who doesn't want a full-sized Halloween tree in their classroom, which is new, so I had to get stuff. I got stuff for my students. I got stuff for Sam for his apartment. Guess what they didn't have? Magnets. So I don't have the magnets to put the October on the board yet. So, but this is the October month to month. So it will be on the board like that. And then I have this fabric I found in my stash and I absolutely love it. It really just is perfect for this. I wish I had another whole yard of it. I used a little strip to make the bow and I just frayed the edges a little bit. So I'll have a magnet on that. And then this is the button. So stinking cute. Really wish I had more of that fabric. It's awesome. And I want to thank everybody who helped me out. I posted a picture of this on Priscilla's page and said, I need your help, because I'd been putting trim on all of the other ones. So I had trim, and you'll see this cool bundle I got from Michael's. I had a little piece of black trim that I just kind of tucked in there to say, like, should I have the trim or without the trim? Because on here with the roundabout, it really kind of makes it pop. I really like that. But everybody said, nope, do it without the orange, because then, or without the trim, because then you can see more of the orange fabric. So I love how that turned out. And I loved the variegation of this pumpkin harvest. I think Chelsea did the same thing in the picture. Excuse me. Still trying to get over that cold I had this week. Isn't it great when children share with you? My dad used to always say that kids are just petri dishes when you work in a school. Yeah, it's true. But the variegation was pretty significant in the pumpkin harvest. So I tried to do it in the center of the pumpkins, kind of how Chelsea had done it in the pattern. But I really like how that one came out. And I love the cracked pine. Yeah, cracked pine. So I want to use that for the acorn one. I don't know that I'll get November done this year. I think that might have to be on my 2024 for 24. I don't even have the pattern or the stuff yet, but I have so many other things I really want to get done that one just might have to wait for a little bit. That's okay. All right, my other FFO, I have another thank you for, because I showed you Matilda last month when it was finished, but I asked your opinion about using this brown frame or using, I had a cool white one that was kind of barnwoody distressed looking, and they both looked really good. But when it came time, I wanted to get this done quickly because I wanted it out. And that's actually one of the things. So the October month to month is really, in the past month, it's one of the only things I worked on. And I found myself kind of being monogamous ever since July, when I started working on Pinker and Pumpkin's summer house. It was super cute. I really wanted to get it done and get it out. So when I set myself up like a week on this and a week on that and then a week on something else, it was only half done when the first week for Pinker and Pumpkin was over. And I thought, I don't want to just stick it in a bag and have it next year. I really want to finish it. So I've kind of been doing, like, starting something and finishing it because I want it out and I want to enjoy it. And I know that, it's kind of funny. Like the past couple of weeks, I felt like, oh, that's not the way how everybody else is doing it. Everybody else has, a ton of whips they're showing or all these new starts. And I wasn't doing it the way everybody else was. And then a couple of weeks ago, Alicia, Fanciful Flamingo, her video, she was talking about the same exact thing. And I was like, oh, it's like great minds think alike. But she was saying, you want to stitch on 40 count? Stitch on 40 count. God bless you. If you want to stitch on 14 Ada, stitch on 14 Ada. It's all about what makes you happy and brings you joy. So I don't have a ton of whips to show. The October month to month took a couple of weeks, especially getting back to school. So it took a while, but now it's beautiful and I will have it out for the whole month of October to enjoy. So that was the thing about getting Matilda finished, was I wanted to finish her off kind of quickly. And I like the white frame, and I think it would have looked good in that too, but I would have had to mount this on a piece of brown fabric in some way so that the white, it didn't blend into the white too much. And the white frame had only a 4x6 opening instead of a 5x7. So I would have had to mount it to the frame instead of putting it through the opening as normal. And then I was thinking, well, then I'd have to magnet and washer, and then can I use it again on something else? So I just went with this one. And I really like how it turned out. And I think, I only have this out for the month of September. I can definitely use this frame for something fall, something for November. So I can switch it out and use it again. And I like that. I can do that. So love this. This is from, month to month is stitching with the Housewives, if you didn't know, because most of my stuff is stitching with the Housewives. I love their stuff. It's super cute. So this is finally Farmgirl. It was my first Matilda. It will not be the last Matilda. She's adorable. Love the elf that just came out. Super cute for their, the holidays. All right, so that is those are my FFOs. And then I do have a couple of finishes. So a couple weeks ago, was we started our clubs at school, and we have after school clubs every day. We have several different ones for the kids to choose from, different age groups. And it's kind of fun because the teachers get to choose to offer clubs things that they like themselves. So one of my days, I actually have library elves this year. I said it was like house elves, but cooler. And they've been super helpful. Getting some things done around the library that just having a couple extra pair of hands makes, many hands make for light work. And tomorrow we're going to decorate for Halloween. We're going to do my classroom and my library, bring all the Halloween books out. And they have fun doing it, which makes it even better. There's a couple boys in middle school who are wanting to help, which is amazing. And I think it's nice. It's nice to have that outside of class time with kids where it's a little bit looser. You can joke, and you can have a lot of fun with them. So I do have a cross-stitching club too. This is, I don't even know how many times. I've done it almost every single year. And I have a lot of the same kids returning. I have a couple of new kids who want to learn. And so the first day of club, I always take in a whole bunch of stuff I've been working on and show it off, especially for the kids who don't quite know what's possible and what cross-stitching is. So my first day of cross-stitching club happened to be parent night. And it's a 25-minute drive for me for school. So we get done with school at 4. We have dismissal until like 4:15 for everybody to be gone. To drive home, cook dinner, eat dinner, drive back really doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. So I ate out there, and I figured I'll just sit at my desk and relax and stitch while I waited for parent night to start. So I taken out my Halloween bag to show all the kids in my club, and I thought, I'll work on something Halloween. So I pulled out a whip, and I looked through the bag, and could not believe it. I did not have a skein of 310 with me. Like, who has a Halloween bag with no 310 in it? So I looked through, and I had sort of kitted up. I had a couple pieces of fabric cut so that I could do several of the spooky smalls. I did actually I put about 25 stitches into Primrose Welcome to the North Pole. Glad I didn't start it sooner. I'll tell you why in a second. But I used the Vintage Country Mocha, which is really delightful. I can see why everybody likes it. And then I'm not one of those that I use a giant piece. I cut it right away so that I can use the other pieces for other things. So I had some pieces of Vintage Country Mocha cut so I could do the Wicked Without Coffee. I think this was one of the ones on my list that I wanted to do. I wanted to do the Hocus Pocus broom one, and I think there was also the Come We Fly, which is also Hocus Pocus with the broom, the mop, and the vacuum cleaner. And that one. So I had a few pieces with me. And I also had in the bag this floss that I had picked up. I'm going to find something white. Because I was trying to find the right thing for Annabella's Halloween is 4. So I picked up this stuff at Michael's. And it's DMC, but it's called Etoile. So hopefully you can see it there. I'm not sure about the light because it's starting to get darker out and it's kind of dim. But there's a sparkle to it. Now, if you've ever used metallic before, you know metallic is sometimes a pain in the dress. It's not fun to do because the metallic like unravels off of the white center of it's really pain sometimes. So I first just bought one skein and I thought I'll try it out. See if I like it. So while I was sitting at my desk, I pulled out the Wicked Without Coffee and I started using it, the Etoile for it. Oh my gosh, it is my favorite new thing. I want to do all the Halloween in the Etoile because it's sparkly, but it's not hard to work with. It's really nice to work with. So there's my Wicked with Coffee. So I just did a little bit that night and then I was like, I want all the Etoile colors. Let me go back to the store. So it was very quick to stitch up. There's a little bit of Etoile in the hat over there. And really, I'm so sorry, you can't really see the colors. But I love it on the Vintage Country Mocha. A very parchment-y kind of look to it. The little hat. And I used actually some gold I had because I didn't remember to get yellow. I don't know why I didn't remember the yellow, but that was the one color I didn't grab. When I went back to get all the colors, I got purple and orange. So here, they have a lot of colors, but I got purple, Maybe you can see a little, oh, you can see a little sparkle there maybe. And they have this fantastic green. So the purple is $5.50, but then it just has the sparkle to it. And then there's green, which is $9.07. And then, oh, I didn't bring them out. There's the black. And then I also had the orange, but I had to bobbinate it because I pulled on the wrong thing and made a giant tangle. So I had to bobbinate it or it was going to be a mess. But I love it. So I want to use it on everything Halloween. So cute. So Wicked Without Coffee. And I think that's number 29 in my finishes. Oh, I'll put that in there. But so I did hit 30. But love the Wicked Without Coffee. And the other ones in that book are so cute. I think they'll work up pretty quickly and that'll be great. So then I was like, I'm going to use them on all the roundabouts too. So this is my first roundabout from, oh, so the Wicked Without Coffee, that's from Primrose Cottages. That's 13 Spooky Smalls from Primrose that came out last year. And then this is the roundabout. So when I saw, this is the first one that came out. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I know exactly what I'm stitching on. So this purple, and that's like the start of another one. But this purple I did last year. I was doing, Hands On Design did the Halloween party. And it had a really cool color, but it's hard for me to get fabrics in town here. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a shot. I'll try to dye one. And Rit Dye has like a whole color wheel, like recipes, like mix a little bit of this and a little bit of that to get this color, like that kind of thing. And so I tried, it was the hyacinth and the gray and in like different degrees. So I followed the recipe for the one that I wanted and it came out like this, which was way too purple for the haunted house party that Kathy was doing, but it is just a great purple. So you'll see the haunted house. I did finish that, or the Halloween party, costume party. That's what she called it. I did finish that last year. So you'll see that when I do all my October, previous finishes. So you're going to need a cup of Witch's Brew for that one because there's a lot. But I just love it. So you can see, hopefully, the sparkle in there. So I did the orange and the black in the sparkle and the purple because there's little purple flowers. Especially because this purple is dark enough to stand out on the purple fabric. And then I just did the, I think it called for Tea and Biscuits in the original pattern. I went with a bright white because the next one, and I have it, I didn't print it out, is the haunted house one. And they've got ghosts in it. And for the ghosts, I'm going to use the glow in the dark floss. So that my ghost glow. I'm so excited. I'm going to do that for a couple of things. So that'll be really fun. And then so that was the candy cane. Okay, I'm sorry, candy corn. Jumping ahead. And I do have the rest of the roundabouts. I don't have them all printed out to show the picture off for my haul, but I do have them all. And I have enough fabric that I can get all 5 of them done. And I think that what I'm going to do to finish them, I'm going to cut them in the circle and mount them on, foam core or sticky board or something. But then instead of using fabric for like for the mat behind it, I think I'm going to use Halloween paper. I have so much paper because I scrapbooked for so long and I'm sitting looking at all of it. I have so much paper, it's ridiculous. And I'm never going to use it all for scrapbooking. It's one of the things that I wish I had more time to catch up on because, I just haven't. I haven't. And even if it's just vacations and stuff, I want to get back to having the photo albums for us to flip through. But I thought, how cool would it be to use some of the paper as the background? And so I think those are going to wind up being ornaments. I did get another one of those wooden strings from Hobby Lobby where it has the 4 wooden discs on it. But I think I'm going to use those for Thanksgiving fall because I imagine tomorrow's Wednesday, the 4th, so we'll find out. But I would think that Priscilla and Chelsea are going to do roundabouts for fall. And I'll do that because I got this really nice spiced pumpkin orange paint to paint those. And then that'll be like a fall one. I have one that's already painted white that I'll switch out for other things. But so I just finished this the other night. and I'm going to get started on the other roundabouts. So those are my finishes and my fun new floss obsession with Etoile and glow in the dark and all of that good stuff. Alrighty, so, oh, actually, I just started another thing. Almost forgot because I just started it today. So with my cross stitching club, sorry, itchy nose. I do have quite a few kids who are returning, so I gave them the options of looking through. I have this funny book that I got that was the unofficial Hocus Pocus cross stitching books. There was cute things in there, and then I also had the Just Cross Stitch Halloween, spooktacular thing. And so I have a student who chose to do these. These are two. There's a third one that's got a happy face. But this is what I photocopied to bring home with me. So I like to do that with magazines. I don't want to trash the whole magazine when I'm working on one specific pattern in it. So I dyed some fabric so she could use it, and I dyed some so I could use it. So this is my orange Ada that I dyed. I did that this weekend. And I wanted a really dark orange because sometimes if you dyed your own stuff, when it first comes out, it's really super dark, and then when it dries, it's much, much lighter. And I wanted like a good orange pumpkin. So I took the fabric and I shoved the whole ball of fabric inside a mixing or measuring cup with the dye in it, and I let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. So I got this really awesome orange color. So I'm going to do all three of those and probably finish it the way they did. They put it inside the hoops and then put a little pom-pom around it. So those are cute. I don't know whether I'll get them all done this year, but I figured I'd just do like the big piece of orange all at once. And then the other thing I dyed this weekend didn't turn out quite as good. I just thought I would give tea dyeing a try. Now I buy tea dyed linen, like it comes that way, but I wanted something with the modeling for a pattern. I'll show you in a minute. So I gave it a try. Oops. Hold on. I need the white. And I followed Priscilla and Chelsea, and when Chelsea said, don't have the top part up too high because it will burn, she wasn't kidding. So it's okay. It smells amazing, actually, because I used cinnamon chai tea because it was a tea that I bought. It was like, oh, this sounds like it'll be good. Nobody liked really how it tasted. So I was like, oh, I'll just use that. So it smells amazing. And I haven't ironed it at all. So I'm kind of wondering if it will be better on the other side. So the brown isn't quite so dark, like you can still see it through. But I kind of wanted to model it because of the pattern that I bought. So we're segueing into haul. So a few weeks ago, I forget when it was, there was a sale on Etsy. Evil sale on Etsy. So one of the things I bought was the second roundabout. So then it must have been the second week of September. And I also got the Happy Haunting House from Primrose. And the Thanksgiving one is adorable as well. But this is one of the ones when I saw this, I was like, oh, I got to do those ghosts in glow in the dark. They are so cute. So I'm probably going to do this on Stormy Night because I have some of that. I think I bought it for Annabella's piece, which I will use the Etoile for. So it'll be all kind of sparkly. But I think I have enough that I can use a couple other little things off of it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So I bought the roundabout. I bought the Happy Haunting Home. And then I bought this. So the deal was if you spent $25, you got $5 off. And I bought this one. So I have no idea. Quilt Baa-ck, probably butchering it. I have loved her stuff forever. Her stuff is just gorgeous. Hi, I'm back. We had dinner. I only had so long until the chicken pot pie came out of the oven. So we were talking about haul. Sorry. Little pause. Okay, so the reason I made the sorry, I gotta gather my thoughts for a second. The reason I tried to do my own my own tea dyed, because I wanted them modeled, was for this beautiful pattern from Quilt Baa-ck. And so it's funny because it was like, oh, I can get this because it's only $12 when I was doing the $25 for to get the deal, and I forgot about conversion rates because She's from Italy. So the cool thing was, it said in the website that you could get a PDF or in paper. And so I sent her a message on Etsy and I said, I'd like the PDF. How do I do that? She said, just when you buy it, put it in the notes and then I'll refund the shipping price. So that's what I did. She sent me an email with the chart. It is just so stinking cute. I can't wait to do it. Just love it. So it says, every witch loves Halloween and cross stitch. And the cool thing is it comes with that saying in several different languages, which is really pretty neat. So that was part of my haul. And then this is left over from my birthday. So my birthday was in August. And I had ordered a couple things from Annabella's shop because I absolutely loved the Halloween is For when she showed it. And so here it is. And the reason it took a little while was because one of the things I ordered was the Tiny Town from the Autumn Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. And I think that one had to come out. So I think hopefully you can see. So this is when she showed it. It's just awesome. So I have the Stormy Night fabric. I think that's what she is. Yeah, Stormy Gray. And I actually got that from Fat Quarter Shop because she was out of it because everybody else wanted it too. So I'm going to do this with the Etoile. And it's going to be awesome. Whether or not I'll get it finished this year, I don't know. Now, I will say this. The whole pattern, and this is a pretty big piece, is on one sheet. It's a little small. It's kind of hard to see. So I think what I'm going to do, and of course I can't show you the pattern, but the other things, the smalls, each have their own page. So those are much easier to see, much bigger pattern, or much bigger chart. So I think what I'm going to do is use my iPad, take very careful pictures of the pattern for the Halloween is For, so then I can go and blow them up so I can see it better. But I think this is going to be absolutely stunning with the Etoile to make it a little sparkly on that Stormy Night. And then I'm going to use the rest of the Stormy Night for some of the other 13 smalls. I think that'll be really cool. So that was a leftover for my birthday. I also got the Primrose Cottage Quaker. Just gorgeous. I've seen a lot of people get this done. So, so pretty. And the Autumn Tiny Town. Now, since those two are technically autumn, I think this came, it came with 3 tiny little beads. There's tiny little, tiny little beads. Didn't mean to do that. And I'm one of those people, because it's in black and white, like I will go and color this because I'm just too used to color. So, and I love the Halloween one too. Again, just so stinking adorable. But since this is technically autumn, and so is the Quaker, I'm going to work on those in November because there's too much Halloween I want to get done. Now, for this one, originally, like she called for pumpkin pie. And I think they said something on their Flosstube, like they broke the dyeing machine at Color and Cotton, because it was Color and Cotton pumpkin pie. So I went on the Color and Cotton website and I looked to see what other colors they had that would be in stock. And the website didn't have anything in stock, but I sent a message to the shop and I said, hey, I'm looking for terracotta and witch's brew. They're not in stock on the website. Can you let me know when they're in stock? And I got a nice email back that said, oh, we actually have them in the store. Let me know. I can pull them and we'll invoice you. So that's what we did. And so I have the terracotta, which I think will be just gorgeous for the Quaker. And I got 2 skeins just to be on the safe side. And then I'm sure I'll find something else to use it for. Oh, no, I mean, anything Halloween. That'll be awesome. Now, the Witch's Brew, it looked black on the website. So, but it's not quite. It's actually like this incredibly deep purple. And I have 3 skeins of it because I was thinking I would use it for the Halloween is For. Yeah, there you can see it. Look at that purple. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful, but not quite the right thing for what Halloween is for, but that's okay. I will find something else, some other beautiful Halloween monochromatic thing, and I will use it for that. I just think it's beautiful. And I appreciated how awesome Color and Cotton was to deal with, and how awesome Kiori Batakori was to deal with. Just lovely people. So I'll put that away real quick. All right, and then a couple other quick things from haul. So I went to Michael's because that's where I found the Etoile. I looked in, that was the only one of my trifecta of fabric or craft stores. I have Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and Michael's. Those are my 3. But one of the things I saw on an end cap earlier this year, they are doing the trim bundles. And this one's 25, some of them were 30. But look at all those great different trims. I love this orange. There's a black one like this too. So they have thin stuff. They have this one that has a little bit of sparkle to it. All sorts of different things. And I love this fuzzy one. Check that out. That's awesome. There's a couple other. There's one that's like an orange and black, like knotted together. That's awesome, but it fell out of here because I was looking at it. It was $10, and then it was on sale for 50% off because all the ribbon was 50% off. So that came home with me. And that day that I happened to be there, I had a $5 reward coupon. So I got that. And then this I found on their clearance, and it was $5, but I think it was even cheaper than that because with my $5 coupon, I paid $2.70 something. So I got this awesome frame. And like that could be a Halloween thing, even if you kind of maybe oranged that a little bit or something. But how cool is that for $5? So that was quite a deal. Oh, here's a piece of the plaque. This is the one came out of the trim pack I thought about for October. But so many possibilities. And I would imagine, I'm hoping, they'll have one for Christmas as well. So that was it for haul. And it does kind of include a lot of my plans too. So I want to finish the roundabouts because I love them. I want to have them as ornaments. And the Wicked Without Coffee, I think I might actually put them on my Halloween tree in my classroom. Maybe. We'll see. The Wicked Without Coffee definitely is going to go to school because my whole classroom is coffee themed, and that'll be really cute. I want to do the Halloween is 4. I want to do this witch because I love her. The Haunted Lindsay one, and then this one. This is actually a whip that I have. I started earlier this year when I was doing. I'm going to do Halloween on Wednesday and Patriotic on Thursday and stuff like that. So this is the Black Cat Bakery, and this is on the green app. I dyed this green apple, so there's actually not terribly too much left on this. If I hunker down for a week, I could probably get this one done. Oh, I wonder if it would fit in that other frame. That would be really cute if it did. But I just thought she was adorable in her little bowl. It's like she's going off to fly around in her little bowl. It's super cute. So I want to get that one done too. We shall see. I mean, there's only so much time in October. There's only so many days in the week. But it's my relaxing thing to do when I get home at the end of the day. Do have a couple quilting things to show you too. And these are also, oh, hold on. I almost forgot about this. It was hiding. So when I found the Etoile, one of the things I thought was, ooh, I wonder if the white Etoile would work to have a little bit of sparkle in Primrose Cottage's Welcome to North Pole so that all the snow sparkled. And then I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get going on it sooner because then I wouldn't have ripped out all that snow to do it. So the Etoile has like a silver sparkle to it, so that doesn't really work for snow. But I was in Hobby Lobby and they had this iridescent, I don't know if you can see how iridescent it is. So this is probably going to be not so fun to work with. I'll probably mix this in with the B5200 because it's that bright white. But I just thought to have the snow sparkle in that one would just add a little bit of to it. So I do want to work on that, but there's like 2 little buckets of the awning. That's all I did. I was like, it's time for Halloween. So we'll see. All right, so quilting stuff. So I had 2 baby showers this month, and the first one was for absolutely wonderful young lady. She used to be our next door neighbor. Her mom is one of my dearest friends. She was my maid of honor when I got married to Phil. And Monica, who's the mom to be, she was one of her babysitters from she started sitting when she was like 11, but only when her parents were next door, and my boys adored her. She had a great way with them. She was like family for us. Well, she is expecting her first at the end of the month. So excited for her. Her husband is a sweet guy, and I just love her to death. She's the greatest person. So she loved Grover from Sesame Street when she was growing up. That was her favorite, and it was like a thing. Even we took her to with us when we went to the Strong Museum once, which is in Rochester, and Strong Museum of Play. If you're ever in that area and you have littles, definitely a thing to check out. They have a giant Sesame Street section, and so she was all about the Grover when we were there. So when I found out she was having a boy, I really wanted to make her a Grover quilt. Unfortunately, none of the stores had anything. So I went online and I found, I forget even, Zumi has something that starts with a Z. It's not Zulily, it's some other company. They had some cute Grover patterns. So I ordered this one because it's super Grover. And they had one that looked like it was drawn with cartoons. They had one with Elmo from There's a Monster at the End of This Book. And there was another one that looked like nighttime, like he was ready for PJs or something. And I was like, this will be great. And then I got the fabric in. This is like canvas. It is so not snuggly at all. And I was so disappointed because I really wanted to make something Grover for her. So I'm going to make her like a playmat, I think, because it's 2 blues and 2 white patterns. I don't have the other ones, they're in my other room. But I thought what I would do is use, because the pink of his nose is the pink of the cape. So I thought I would use like a pink strip in between and just kind of make like a playmat, because it'll wash up really well, but you certainly do not want to snuggle your newborn baby in it. Now, thankfully, I had another baby shower who, that was for one of my very dear colleagues from my school. She's having her first baby and they don't know what it is. I think she's due slightly after Monica. So my friend Anna. And so when I went shopping for Anna to look for flannels, because I love flannels for baby quilts, just you want to snuggle them. They didn't have a lot that was really good, gender neutral, that there was enough fabric to go with it. They had some cute little animal things, but I didn't really love any of them until I saw this fabric, bees. Now Anna is, you know, we taught together for several years. She knows about my bee-themed classroom. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. So when I bought the fabric to make Anna's, I had enough to make Monica's. Now Monica's shower has already happened. So I don't have her quilt, and I think I do have a picture of it. So I will throw it in here. I used a different bee fabric for hers than I did for Anna's. And Anna's shower actually happened too. It was this weekend, but I was feeling so crummy that I just felt like I couldn't go because I felt miserable, but I would feel absolutely horrible if I got her sick. I was sick with Max my last month, and it was awful when you're coughing with an 8.5-pound baby. You know, not good. So this is basically what both quilts looked like. I did it kind of like half around the world. I'm hoping you can see all of that. So I did a little border, and then I had all these great yellow fabrics, and this stuff is so stinking soft. This is the Super Soft from Joann's, and it is just lovely. So I will get this finished up for Anna this week. I did on Monica's, you could see, and I loved this too. I hadn't used my walking foot before. I was just like shoving quilt through, and my quilting, I have the Singer Quilting Confidence, and it was fine. So I could do like the one for my mom, my mother-in-law this summer. It handled all 3 layers, no problem. This being flannel and having a flannel backing, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get it bunchy. So I used the walking foot, and I loved it. It's awesome. Don't know why I didn't use it before. So what I did is I just stitched, I put the walking foot on the seam and stitched down the side so that it was like in a square inside the square. And I liked how that looked. Also, because it was pretty quick, I didn't have to measure anything. I just put the walking foot, the edge of it, on the seam. And I had straight lines going down. So this is Anna's. Gonna get that together for her. And then the backing will also be the bees. Just like I did for Monica's, which is the same with the bees. And the binding as well. Found them both very sweet. Baby books, of course. And so I'm looking forward to it looks like the shower was spectacular, but it'll be kind of nice just to maybe have a coffee with her so we get to catch up. Now my other quilt that I want to do, I have dear friend at school who is starting chemo this week, and obviously, she's pretty terrified. And in talking with her, I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to do something for her. And I remembered that I had a quilt top that I had made years ago, and I never actually quilted it. So this is going to be for my friend at work, and hopefully you can see it all. So it started with this fabric, this focal fabric. I just thought was the hottest stuff. I don't know, this quilt top's a couple of years old. Just made it because I loved the fabrics and the colors. And then I just never got around to getting it quilted. Well, because it's for Terry. So I used the same kind of thing. It's got that kind of around the world diagonal thing going on with the focal point. All these great hot pink, hot lime. I just love it. So I'm going to probably do the same thing I did for the bee quilts and just do in the squares, and then I might do a diagonal in the outer two borders to give it a little bit more depth to it. So I want to and I have a lovely light green flannel for the back. So those are my 2 quilting projects that I'm planning on working on. I do have Monday off, so perhaps I can, an extra day in the weekend, maybe I can finally cut down all the dead daisies in my backyard, get some of the stuff done around the house, get our Halloween decorating going. So I don't know, I feel, yes, sometimes it's probably telling myself oh, you're biting off more than you can chew, but this is the stuff that gives me joy, and talking to you and doing the stitching and doing the quilting and watching Flosstubes and watching Hallmark movies, all the fall ones before they turn to Christmas. So we'll get done what we get done. We'll see. Whatever. I'll get done when I get done. So that's all I have. It's kind of a lot. I do hope to be back with you before the middle of October, so I can show you all my awesome Halloween stitchings. I've been doing those for years. I've got a lot of Halloween quilts too, because I just love that season. I love the colors, the orange and the black, but with that pop of acid green and a little bit of purple. And so I'll be excited to be able to share some of those things with you. I hope that you have a good stitching week or two until I see you again, and that you are able to find the joy in this wonderful craft that we all share. And go Bills. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.